Stocks. What's up, Ted? Sorry, guys, I'm late today, man. I don't have an alarm clock some days, and today's one of those days. So I'm a little late. Market's doing okay without me. It looks like we rallied on the overnight session. Coming up to that 200-day moving average on the Nasdaq. Looks like we barely poked above it so far. I see a pixel right there. So I think we poked our head above it so far. Looks like we're selling off due to that. We'll see how that plays out. But my screen's doing pretty good. 4%, 3%, 2%, 1%, 1%. Lots of 1%s up here. So Twitter 1.45 for whatever that means. Square doing pretty good, trying to get towards those recent highs. You can see we're getting pretty close out of that, coming out of that little triangle formation. Hopefully that holds up and we can float higher. If we have too much resistance here at the 200 square, I'll probably roll over. But we got earnings coming up in about 2 weeks. Hi, James. Get ready to go. You're going to school today, right? Get ready. Get ready, otherwise you can't go. And what else? Yeah, right. I know. I'm sorry, Bugs. Our hamster died last night.
The baddest day ever.
I agree. I'll check out what IBD has to say. Square's selling off here towards the low of the day. Let's see if it gets supported. Futures rise. China trade war fears ease. Chip makers rise in buy range. It's always good when chip makers are up. And Warren Buffett stocks. Who joins Nvidia, Alibaba, and Facebook? Really? He's taking guesses. Investors Business Daily has a screen on MarketSmith for Warren Buffett companies that Warren Buffett never buys companies. What I say about bouncing off the 200-day? Well, so here's the 200-day moving average is this line right here. So we had resistance here once, and we're coming into it again. We've already poked up above it, which likely caused this little sell-off right here. So some people are already selling off at the 200-day, but we're up here. We're not rejecting it violently, which is positive. We're back up here again, so we need to see how it behaves here. We had a little reaction here, but nothing major. Still well within trend. Okay, 9 new stocks joined IBD watch list today. That'll be a good one. I like new stocks. Log me in. Join the IBD 50 LOGM. Let's see what that one looks like. All right, in pullback mode, a bit of a broadening wedge bottom type of a situation. There's your gap. Pretty close to filling that at 100. If we get back, 100 is a good psychological number, good round number. Bounced off it before breaking below it. If it breaks back above it, that may be a good entry for log mean, going back up to towards the highs, hopefully. Not sure much about. I don't know a lot about that. They removed EDU. Ooh, a lot of stocks added to the big cap 20. Alexion, which we have up here. Google, which everyone knows about. Nothing crazy there. IAC. A lot of different online, if it's what I think it is. IAC right there with a very nice cut pattern. There's your handle. There's your breakout off of this flat area here on earnings. Don't know if that qualifies as 40% above average. It doesn't look like it. 805 times 1.4. 1.127. Close, not quite 40%. Close though. So that Actually, that's a little below your breakout point, but we're at about 4.4% above the breakout point currently. Ooh, coming in a little more, 3.8%. So if you're interested in IAC for whatever reason, it's still within a buy range. Volume's been pretty decent, not too bad. Let's look at IAC and its analysis, and then Match.com. That's not a thing. Match.com into new highs. Didn't notice that. Haven't been following this that long, since it kind of fell apart after going to new highs at the latter stage of the last bull market. Looks like the comeback was pretty nice. Could have had a nicely defined line right there. I don't think we were following it, but look at the volume, very tepid, very small on the rise up. That's probably why I wasn't very enthusiastic about it. Some bigger candles here at the highs, indication of distribution there. So we'll see what happens. That's not the best looking one that's come back quickly. Okay, so let's go check out the fundamentals of IAC. '96 relative strength rating, which is good. Operate search engines, online portals, advertising, social, networking, multimedia content, e-commerce websites. Ranked number 3 in that category. 98 composite rating, which is very good, out of a possible 99. 46% EPS change last quarter. Anything over 25 is considered good. 143% the last 3 quarters, 25 being considered good. 102% last quarter. 3 years EPS growth rate 30, again 25 being the benchmark. Pre-tax margin 11.5, a little low, but that's okay. ROE 23, which is okay. $18 billion market cap. And 5 quarters of increasing fund ownership with 96. All right, IAC goes on the list. I'll take IAC. All right, other ones, these are added to the stock spotlight. Stock's getting ready to break out according to IBD. Edward Life Sciences. Looks like it's already broken out. Volume's a little bit light. Never happy with a light volume breakout. ServiceNow had a huge gap up the other day. This one we do know about, and it looks like it a couple days ago rallied above the breakout level here, which is one of your buy signals for this type of a situation. TECD, I don't know about this one. Okay, trying to break out of a very wide range here. Very wide range. Looks like about a 50% drop, a little less maybe. Oh, 39, 40% drop. 45, 39. Okay, 40% drop. Not bad. Actually not bad at all. And I don't know anything about this company. That's a very, very broad range compared to where we were over here. Definitely reeks of distribution on a multi-year run. Hasn't had tremendous runs. 2016 to 20, it almost doubled in 2 years. That's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. But coming back with a vengeance here. And not sure how that's going to go. I know I got here late, guys, but I may already have to take off early. I got to take my younger son to daycare. So I may have to bounce in about 5 or 7 minutes. If you guys want me to look at anything, let me know. Put a name out there. Some names were removed from the stock spotlight, but I don't think that's necessarily a horrible thing. You out of here, Bugs?
Uh-huh.
No, you can't have a good day.
What is
Today is Wednesday.
Yeah.
Ethan, close my door, please. All right. Yeah, TECD here. Let's go. Take a look at this. GE. Come on, Christian. You're killing me. Looks like TECD, there was a little bit of a resistance line there. That probably would have been my buy point. Again, volume pretty light on this one. Nothing above average volume. So that's always a little interesting. Always hard to get in those ones. I know.
This is for James when he gets finished.
Okay.
Also, he said he wants some medicine. I'm running out the door.
Okay.
Sorry.
What? Sorry, guys. Everybody walked into my office simultaneously. It's like, really? I'm doing a live stream here. Inconsiderate bastards, including my wife. Okay, so GE here. Last time we discussed GE, I believe we talked about there's a little bit more volume down here. We'll go full screen for this. Then I got to run. Wife didn't do everything she was supposed to do this morning, so I got to pick up the slack, damn it. Last time we talked about GE, we talked about lack of volume here that finally did come in here. Some people finally given up on GE, and also the rise of the average volume at lows could be pretty good. Yeah, last time we looked at it, was it in this bull flag? Was it in this flag right here, or was it on its way up? I don't remember exactly. But I remember this average volume being pretty elevated. I think we were already at these lows. I don't remember. So it looks like at this stage, we're coming up to a pivot point right here, or we already reached a pivot point. And so we tested it. A break above this pivot point, in theory, this is all theory, mind you, would put the low in the bag here. There was earnings. If you're thinking about investing in this, I would definitely try to understand what's going on fundamentally with the company. This would be a turnaround play. You treat them a little bit differently than you would treat a traditional breakout stock. In a traditional breakout stock, going into new highs, you would feel pretty comfortable kind of holding on to it. In turnaround plays, you have to make sure that they're staying on the ball. It's a lot. There's a bit more management involved. But at this stage of the game, that's a pretty nice volume candle, and we've been holding above that candle. This gap has been open the entire time. So far, volume's been decent. It has drifted lower a little bit, which could be okay, because there's probably quite a bit of shares eaten up over here. I'm sure GE's float is like 87 trillion shares or something ridiculous. Let's go look. Oh no, only 9 billion shares. Only 9 billion. Apple has 4 billion. ExxonMobil has 4 billion. So GE with a lot of shares. Berkshire Hathaway, probably like 100,000. 1.65 million. That's why it's $311,000 a share. But anyway, GE has a ton of shares, about 9 billion outstanding, 8.6 billion float, and quite a few traded hands here. I'm not sure if it's going to equal as much as it needs to. Institutional ownership is 56% of the company, so it's definitely doing a little bit better, but overall, let's see if there's any trends that have been broken on GE. And then I'm going to get out of here, otherwise my crypto has been taking up a lot of time lately. A lot of charts to go through. So there's a longer term trend line in GE. It's one of the most aggressive ones on the downtrend, which has been broken. So that's a bit of a positive. And with all this volume down here, could indicate a little bit of capitulation. But again, I think you still want to see more and better stuff out of GE. And there's a much longer term trend line. That's actually the next trend line is right there. So it has some open spaces. If it can rally through this 11 change level, possibility it could rally. Yeah, so look at that. That actually kind of lines up 1546. About a 40% rise. So making a good bounce or two out of GE, but it's nothing I'm going to be pursuing. I want to see better stuff. Where's my copyright on that, Eli? You're slacking. I thought you were my stenographer in terms of my copyrights. You're slacking, buddy. So we got here CM. Let's go through the leaders of the day before I take off here now. CMCM, Weibo, CGC. Weibo's looking interesting, stacking pretty green days on top of each other here. Yesterday was a really good green volume day and expanding that one today. We're into kind of wicking territory coming up here to this line. We'll see if we can get above that. The volume looks really good, though. We talked about this line breaking out the other day, and it's continued. CGC pulling back a little bit. Looks like in a declining trend line situation. I think it's already broken. This one has earnings coming out. This is today, right? Oh, tomorrow after market. Thank you, Eli. Thank you. I want to see better stuff. So I have a new book coming out. It's called I Want to See Better Stuff. It'll be coming out in the 5th quarter of 2019. YY, SLCA, GPN, whatever GPN is. Global Payments. Global Payments Networks. Oh, it looks like they had... I didn't put an alert on this one because this was a new one to me. I was looking at this when I was looking at PayPal and Square. Global Payment Networks, I believe, is in the same industry group. Look at the nice rally there. They had earnings, 133. So they met, basically. They left a little bit. iRobot. Nice. Wow. Holy run for iRobot. Yes, James.
I get a 5 point.
Why do you get 5 points?
Because Mama said if I brush my teeth and get dressed,
Nice.
I could get 2 5 points. Yum, 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 yum.
Need your shoes and socks now.
Oh, right. And then I get another 5 points.
You don't get... No, you just get 5 points. You get 5 minutes. Good. You're doing great, James.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's a great rally out of iRobot. What was in those earnings? Oh yeah, just a tremendous beat. A tremendous beat was in those earnings is what was in them. Declining volumes. This will pause at some point. I'm not sure if it'll be a violent reversal, but we're getting up there towards those highs of 118. Yeah, right. That's a great run. It's like INSG bouncing right back. Look at that. I mentioned the 50-day buy. Remember we talked about bouncing off the 50-day moving average, high volume into the 50-day is okay. Textbook example right there. Little humans are running around, must be tough. Yeah, if you're trying to do stuff at home and you're not 100% focused on them, it is challenging. It is definitely challenging. So, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, INSG gets back above that trend line. We're probably back in business in terms of an uptrend. But all right, guys, I got to get out of here, get this little guy to daycare. And I will see you tomorrow, hopefully before the market opens this time. Sorry about that today.
Daddy.
All right, guys, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
No.